You know, some people call it sweater weather. I like to call it playoff football weather. But before the postseason begins next week, some teams like Bishop Luers still have a lot to play for in their regular season finales. Blackhawk Christian and Adams Central, a rematch of last year's 2A sectional title game. Heather, tonight, Canterbury girls soccer will be competing in their second straight state title against a very familiar opponent.
Earl Ward has been an Indiana Hoosiers basketball fan his entire life, but has never had the chance to come to a game in person.
Coming off their doubleheader split yesterday, the Tin Caps look to finish strong in their road series against Lake County this afternoon. After sweeping Rochester in yesterday's doubleheader, Indiana Tech back on the diamond today against the same opponent for another doubleheader. It's a big one, and it's an exciting one, and we saw some pretty fun matchups today, and including some rematches for the regular season and rematches of last year as well.
For someone this active, someone who lives for the gym, getting that taken away in an instant is devastating.
Where do we begin? So my face is still...
Fort Wayne gym owner Brad McKee wound up here.
I'm an eye patch. I am not blind.
In the hospital after a strange incident on May 26th. He says he was driving home with his wife when they spotted a stray dog jump into a nearby river. McKee's instinct was to jump in to save the dog, but as he quickly found out, no good deed goes unpunished.
This something is happening, but I'm not upset about it.
McKee was diagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome, a 1 in a million condition that caused his immune system to attack his nerves, causing him to lose control over his body.
I lost the ability to walk. I lost the ability to talk. I could not control my eyes. They were fixed in a straightforward position. I couldn't close my eyelids.
It was hard for him to envision how it was going to end.
I pride myself on being a very strong person, being able to take care of my family, and to feel my ability to do that slipping away, that was very frustrating and scary. And I'm going to keep getting better.
He spent almost 3 weeks at Lutheran Hospital. But even as the world was seemingly working against him,
it's just a matter of time.
He decided to use his situation to his advantage.
I realized this is an opportunity for me to do everything I was already doing, but do it better and to do it louder and to serve at a higher level.
Thankfully, his condition has drastically improved, as he's regaining some feeling in his hands, feet, and face. I met up with him the day after he was released from the hospital, already back in the gym.
You can't tell when I'm smiling right now, just so you know.
Doctors expect him to make a full recovery, and McKee told his wife his mindset for that recovery is simple.
So now that we know I'm going to get better, we can go through this and be sad and angry, or we can get through this and be really grateful and happy and full of love. And I just want to choose to be really grateful for everything.
March 4th is a day the Abels family will never forget.
He was just a natural at it. It just came easy for him.
You got that left!
Isaiah Abels, a 21-year-old MMA fighter from Fort Wayne, was down in Evansville competing in a fight. That's when the unexpected happened.
He went in some type of cardiac arrest. He won the first round. He was winning the second round. Doctors told me I'd never find out why, but he went in some cardiac arrest. His heart stopped beating. His brain stopped getting oxygen to the blood. He collapsed at some time during the fight.
Robert Abels is Isaiah's father. He spoke to me from the dojang Isaiah trained at as a kid. Robert says that night he was home, 5 hours away from the fight. That's when he received a call from his son Elijah and listened in horror to what was happening.
Elijah was like, Dad, his skin's white, his lips are blue. And I was like, he's not breathing. And he's like, Dad, they're doing CPR. And I was like, he's dead, Elijah, he's dead. And I was just pacing the floor back and forth, but there's nothing I could do because I was 5 hours away.
Elijah is Isaiah's twin brother. He was in Evansville that night, a part of Isaiah's corner in the fight. Even though Elijah was there, like his father, he felt helpless.
After 30 seconds a minute, he wasn't getting up. He was just sitting there flat. His lips went blue. You see his legs and his arms twitching.
Isaiah was transported to a nearby hospital in Evansville. When Robert finally arrived, the bad news continued to rain down on him.
It was at the place where the doctor said he's got severe brain damage, and I just broke down and cried because I knew what that meant.
Doctors told Robert that because of the damage to Isaiah's brain from the lack of oxygen, part of his brain may never heal.
He can't sit up, he can't walk, he can't speak, he can't swallow. He can't hold his head up. It's just physically and mentally, he's gone. And he's never coming back. And that's what breaks my heart.
Isaiah was put on life support for 4 weeks. Once he was taken off life support, he traveled to different hospitals across the state to receive the best treatment possible.
I love you. Your family loves you.
It's been an impossible journey for every member of the Abels family.
Behind closed doors, it's rough. It's devastating. I've seen my mom get up and cry every single morning.
Robert agrees it's been a difficult change, but says he's come to accept Isaiah's condition and do everything he can to help him. Still, he says it's a situation he may never fully understand.
I think he hears you in a room. I think he knows what's going on, but he's trapped in his body. And physically and mentally, he's 21 years old and he's gone, he's never coming back.
It's a busy weekend in Fort Wayne as athletes from across the country will be competing in this year's Endeavor Games. The games give athletes with physical and visual disabilities the chance to compete against one another, something the older athletes agree helps the younger ones.
It brings them out of their shell because a lot of them don't have any confidence. And this is a great way to build their confidence and say, oh, I can do this.
Tom Hunter is from Fort Wayne and is participating in his first Endeavor Games this year. So I asked him what makes the event so special.
The feeling that you're being able to participate in a sport, working up a sweat, hitting the softball, hitting the tennis ball.
Tom not only told me about working up a sweat, he gave me the full experience, inviting me for a pickup game of basketball.
Loosen that side up there.
Once we found a wheelchair that fit, we hit the court.
Here, pass to me.
It was a bit of a learning curve, but once we got going,
Oh, nice shot, nice shot.
it was hard to stop the fun. I'll admit, I may have been the worst player on the court, but as Tom emphasized, skill isn't important on this court. It's all about having fun.
And just seeing the little kids that are doing this for their first time or second time, just seeing the smiles on their face, because you would think that they had just won the World Series or Super Bowl or something when they score a goal or make a catch or hit the ball.